I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Claire Hayes to Eason today to chat about her latest book, Finding Hope in the Age of Anxiety. Welcome, Claire.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth.
So, this wonderful book deals with a subject that will affect most people or someone they know throughout their lives. Do you think that anxiety has reached kind of a peak at the moment, or are we just more open and aware of it?
I think we're definitely more open, and I'd love to say it's reached a peak and that people are going to be more relaxed. I don't think so. I think there's an increase in anxiety. I mean, it's important to remember that we need it. It's part of life. Every single person on the planet needs to experience anxiety, and that goes back to the fight-flight thousands of years ago, a mechanism that we have. And I think what's happening now is that our anxiety switch has been triggered way too easily. There's so many things that are genuinely frightening, and they're increasing, but also what we think is frightening is also increasing as well. So we have to manage our thoughts as well as protecting ourselves in the world.
Okay. Is there any kind of new or specific triggers that you've identified that would bring on anxiety in people? I know that you mentioned technology as part of your book.
But one thing I have noticed is that parents are becoming increasingly anxious about their children and about their teenagers, and are they happy? And if they're not happy, then there's something wrong. So that's certainly an issue. I think children are becoming increasingly anxious about world politics in a way certainly I never was. And say, even the presidential election in the US, whether people are for or against a candidate, has created anxiety in some children, which is really strange. I'm amazed at the level of knowledge that some 10-year-olds have about world politics, and they're able to talk to me about Korea and Iraq, and absolutely.
So, how does your book, Finding Hope in the Age of Anxiety, differ from other books that cover the same subject?
That's a great question. And in a way, I don't know, because I haven't read lots and lots of other books. I have some really core texts on anxiety that I've had for years and years and years that I really like. I suppose the difference in my book is that it's grounded in cognitive behavioural therapy, the basic principles, CBT. They're very simple, they're very practical, and they work. So what I've wanted is, for a long, long time, is to get those ideas out there so that everybody knows it, so that we can use them in a means of prevention. And the key in the book is a story that is definitely different, because it's one I devised years ago about an elephant and the mouse, and this is a present from my mother today for my book launch. So the elephant and the mouse, and these are charms from her bracelet that my dad gave her years ago, so she got me especially.
That's a great gift.
Isn't it lovely? It's really nice. So this is the first time I'm wearing it. So the elephant and the mouse story is a whole chapter, and then I use it then to explain how I've helped other people. And there's a wonderful man that I've worked with over the years who's given me his permission to write up his story, and how he used the elephant and the mouse story to help him fly to London Heathrow when he hadn't been on an airplane at all in 10 years. So it's a very simple story. It helps people realise that there's nothing stupid about experiencing anxiety, and it's not particularly easy to take our power back. It involves us getting out there, doing things which may make us feel physically sick and may actually increase the level of our anxiety. And I think once we realise that, then we stop worrying because we're worried, or we stop beating ourselves up because we're worried, and we can actually start focusing on what we can do about it.
Great. Thank you so much, Claire. This sounds like a really super book, and is available now in your local Eason store and online on easons.com.